he might go just for the survival side from this point onward.
Yep, and we did expect this to happen. You know, those early game drop clashes, and of course, calculated rotations, some fierce late game firefights, as teams now try to settle, of course, into their respective compounds. It was a great start coming from RC32 and RLX. Unfortunately, though, yeah, we've already lost 3 members from RC3 too, so might as well pick a location where he could probably go and hide, you know, chill for a while, snack on something maybe until perhaps we get into stage 5, stage 6, and that will be ideal for you to come out of hiding and just probably get those elimination points that you need. But for now, I think RC32 should focus on longevity here. You know, they would want to make sure they collect enough placement points just so they won't exit the game empty-handed here. But I'm pretty sure RLX are probably smelling the blood. They will be on a hunt eventually. So I don't know how good RC32 are going to be hiding from this point on.
Oh my god. RC32, I'm not sure what they're gonna do, but oh my god, RLX, after getting those 3 eliminations, 4 eliminations now, they're also gonna lose 2 of their players to the cars, to the ram downs of the cars from the tribe AEROMACY side. That's 2 elimination, but at the same time, cost of 1 of their player as well. Tribe AEROMACY lost 1, that's 4 elimination for the RLX, and now it's an equilibrium on RLX side versus the team at Tribe AEROMACY, because in this particular region, I could only see 2 players from the team Tribe, and if there is the 3rd person into the proximity, then that means that somewhere into the area, Tribe AEROMACY may have a slight upper advantage against the team RLX, but RLX has just got out of a fight. They are ready. They are ready. Their hands are ready to like spray down all the actions on the cars, on the players, that get those connectivities done. So you better be careful whether you're fighting with this team right now or not. So 16 total teams and 57 players alive. Still, only some few players that have lost their lives. RC32, that's a big, I would still say that's a very big jump that they need to like make into the very first match, because losing 3 of their players and just staying on alive on the 1. Yeah, you were right. They do need some snacks for the rest of the games, at least for the stage number 6, stage number 5. Then they can start to like be very more cautious. You're not gonna get off hook that easy. You need to be more cautious from that point onward, because these are the teams that even in the playoffs were alive. 12 teams, 13 teams were alive during the playoffs, where it was the 5th or 6th stage.
You know, we did mention during the playoffs, since we just stepped into day number 1 of the grand finals, right? I do wonder if it is going to be the same teams that will dominate for day number 1 of the grand finals. I mean, it is no joke at all. DRS Gaming was able to score 6 chicken dinners, ending the playoffs with a total of 206 points. That is that was rather a massive gap compared to that team who came into 2nd place. So I feel like it would be a great motivation for the side of DRS, just because you know, here is one of the things that I feel like the community is talking about currently, is the fact that DRS wasn't directly invited to PMSL. So I feel like this PMNC is going to be their ticket to play at PMSL. So there's already that huge reason, that motivation for the side of DRS to kind of really perform for this tournament. So I do wonder if they're going to be playing this one on full aggro.
I mean, yeah, they kind of need to play this on full aggro because it is the first day, and now, unlike playoffs where you had 4 days of action with the round robin format, you only had like a couple of matches, but now you have 15 total matches, ladies and gentlemen. These teams have 15 total matches in all the 3 days of the grand finals that is about to occur, meaning that every single match you will be playing, you're not going to get enough time to like reset your mind or reset your momentum by taking a break from the group side that you were divided into. No. You're going into one bad game, you're definitely going with that same pressure into the very next one in hopes to like maybe amend for that and mend those points for yourself. You might even make the situation worse for yourself. So whatever you do, be very calm and composed throughout the whole games that you're gonna play.
Whew. I mean, every team knows what is at stake today, Torix. I mean, it's not just about climbing the leaderboard, or it's about securing that dream ticket to PMSL. And based on what we've seen, during the playoffs, we're in for some jaw-dropping moments and game-changing plays. So I suggest that everyone buckle up. And speaking of buckling up, we've got VTM7 on the screen right now. Their members just got picked up. Rifa already out of the game here. So obviously they are at a deficit here. But maybe they can do a massive counter up against the opposition team and kind of redeem themselves. But in the meantime, let's check out what is going to happen between 4 Death Machines and the Royal Gurkhas. So as you can see on the screen, everyone is already in position. But I feel like both of the teams here are still kind of getting the information that they need, because you don't want to get into a find blind, right? I mean, you need to know the exact location of your enemies to, execute a very effective plan.
I mean, we're talking about plans, but my main eyes and my main concerning factor is where is the RC32 at this point, because I can see them into the map or anything. But look at the mini screen. We have 4 Death Machines. Peek, taking a peek against Psycho, getting him down. And on the backside, there's Mamba getting some shots. Not connected on him. Okay, the player position is revealed, but not the shots. The shot did not connect on the third-party side from the right side angle. In fact, backside angle, we can see a green color, meaning even 4 Death Machine is bound to have a third-party aggressions from the backside. They can have the back angles fully open for themselves, and that can lead up to a third-party angle, maybe the demise for the 4 Death Machine. So they have to be very careful on this particular situation. Falcons, so far, he is waiting, just prone down. AEROMACY in the meanwhile getting the players from the team Nepex down. Okay, talking about Nepex real quick. In the group stages, they were doing really good. If you remember, the first few games, the first few days, those were some really good action from the team Nepex. But as we gradually moved on to the day number 2, 3, in fact, and 4, their position was not that good. And once again, right now, being one of the team that got the player knocked down, the situation might not seem really good for the team Nepex.
To be honest, I'm also curious as well at how Nepex are going to handle this situation. I mean, during the playoffs, I just thought of this one moments ago. Maybe the objective was for Nepex during the playoffs was to secure a slot within the top 16 teams, because you automatically secure a place here for the grand finals, right? So maybe that's kind of their tactics, part of a bigger gameplay that we always talk about. They don't want to expose their full story just yet, or maybe their secret weapon. So now that we are already at the grand finals, I do expect teams, especially who really performed at the top here, to have a more, say, calculated rotations, calculated gameplays, but high when it comes to risk. I mean, they have to work, double just to maintain their competitiveness in each of the matches here. I mean, we are not talking about just a prize pool here. We're not just talking about getting the lion's share of that moolah. We're talking about 2 slots for the PMSL, and it's kind of a big deal.
I mean, that is the main eyeing a point for all of these teams. That's exactly what they're trying to get, those 2 slots. If not number 1, number 2 for the PMSL that you do have to qualify into from these stages. This is the basic reason that all of these teams are playing.
Exactly.
The definite prize pool is the second factor, is actually more of a confidence factor that, okay, we're also gonna get some money rewarded to us if we do win good. But once again, back to the map we are. Yasnaya Poliana is still in the circle, but there we go. I see RC32, Anish, the final guy from the RC32, just chilling over there into the complete open area. There are some compounds that he's into, but now he's moving into the Yasnaya Poliana. Whereas if we're talking about the western side areas, the Rozok and outskirts of that, there's Team Loco there from the KOM. In fact, the KOM Killer Machines is there. There's the MTD Twisted trying to shoot out the players into the area, but Royal Dragon Suba Now it's your turn. Now it's your time to do something. Start to get some eliminations and connectivity done upon the players, because it's already third stage, and this is exactly what we're talking about. We were talking about the RC32 surviving till the stage number 5, then they can start to do something, but no, it's already been stage number 3. It's closing in within the 1 minute and 40 seconds. It's gonna close in, and we are not even one team down at this point.
Exactly. So we all know that the competition is really going to be tight here. It's going to be tough. Not everyone's going to give way. Everyone wants to be part or want to secure a slot in the PMSL. So the only goal that matters for PMNC Grand Finals is, of course, to finish at the top 2 spots here. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I mean, to be honest, money is not even the greatest reward here for the PMNC Grand Finals. It is really that chance to play in the PMSL. But just to give you guys, of course, the map feed just a while ago, we also there were a lot of teams that will be coming from the Rozhok and school area, so that means they will come from the west side and south side part of Erangel. And now we can see 2 teams here going head to head. Again, Royal Dragon just moments ago was able to secure a point out of DRS, so DRS now down to just 3 players. And right now we can see on the screen they are slaughtering the boys of HORAA. So obviously HORAA is in a lot of trouble at the moment here. Stage 3 in Erangel with 27 seconds on the clock here. It is really not looking too good, but let's see if HORAA can still do something, maybe flip the script or whatever, because Royal Dragons right now playing with their 2 members as well.
I mean, yeah, that is the third party. DRS is in the close vicinity of the HORAA Esports. There we go, the final nail to coffin. HORAA Esports will be the first team to get eliminated. 1 elimination to Gyante, and the rest of them all the way to the RD. RD now needs to revive their players as soon as possible. The stage number 4 has actually commenced as well. Another shift in the stage right here. The situation is definitely going to overturn for these guys as the circle is going to shift all the way to the western, in fact, corner. 4 death machines. Team RG, they are still an easy entry inside that circle. From the school side, they want to come in. From the complete Rozhok side, they want to fight against the Team 4 Death Machines. They can easily do it, but on the northern side, look at the T2K versus JUTTI squad. So far, they're kind of close. The fight can actually ensue, and we can already see Tamang closing in, trying to listen to the cars, the engine revving up from the side of the opponent, but no, he can't hear anything so far. That's why he's constantly circling around the area, but now finally he's gonna get out. He's gonna go behind that buggy, trying to make a cover for himself, but it's not gonna be enough, because not only you're outside of the circle, but you're also hindering your rotation in the circle. So far, it's only been 1 team that has been eliminated. You need the circle as much as you can for yourself. You need those compounds before the other teams can get into them, before the other teams can hold them off against you. RG Krish gets taken down by the hand of 4 death machines. That's a knockdown. It may be a confirmation in a short while, but Royal Gurkhas, the final player, the final guy, again, the 4 death machines. Falcon, the front line, super low in that HP. On the front side as well, there's Killmonger. The back shot's coming in. The player gets taken down. Mamba, you're losing HP, and you're losing HP fast. You need to get inside. You need to get that confirmation done. The player gets eliminated. He threw a grenade, but the question still remains: will that grenade actually eliminate the guy that is knocked out or not?
You know what? I just feel like he wanted someone to join him in the underworld, because he doesn't have any resources in the bag. He doesn't even have any first aid kits, so that was such an ambitious knock. Although it was a great backstab that happened just moments ago. But LOD Nexus versus TM7, Eddie already down on the ground here. This could be a 3-way battle, because there's another team that will be coming from the outskirts here, so we're waiting for that right opening knock. But so far, TM7, Orpheus promptly knocked down on the ground, and just like that, RC32, we have been waiting for him to kind of show himself, since he was in incognito mode before he stepped into stage 4. Unfortunately, he gets tagged, and now they're also out of the game. So stage 4, and we already lost 3 teams: HORAA, RC32, and of course RG. And out of all the teams that we just mentioned, it was only RG that exited the game empty-handed. And now TM7, not in the best of spots here. I mean, Orpheus still down, bleeding out there in the open. Admiral HORAA was able to bag 1 elimination point, which puts him, of course, not in the best situation, I can say. I mean, just look at the number of teams headed towards that same direction. Nexus couldn't seal the deal just yet, just because there are a lot. I mean a lot. DRS is also within proximity here, so we are just maybe waiting for DRS or for perhaps the other teams kind of step into the mix here.
We are. At this point, we most certainly are waiting for all of these teams to like cluster up in one position and take those fights one after another. LOD so far, the one guy's knocked out.
Whoa.
RD Claw gets eliminated. Oh no, Royal Dragons Esports. They're the 4th team in this fight to get eliminated right here and now. But I have to give it to them. That's some decent number of points that they got so far. 4 total points to their name. 4 eliminations that they have. But on the other side, if we're talking about Nexus Godson, he's the one that got eliminated, got finished off, leaving Nexus Wimpy and Kiddo as the 2 only hosts of the team. But on the northern angle, on the northern side, near the bridge angle, we can see the team MTD, Tribe AEROMACY versus T2K. These 3-way fights kind of have a tendency to like go wrong just with a single move, just with a single flick of a finger. You make one small mistake and it's gonna be all over for you, like how Caesar gets a lot of damage from the 4th party. In fact, not this 3-way fight, but a 4th party into the very back side. So whether it was a player from the T2K that was responsible for all those shots, but right now Team MTD is going all the way forward towards the side of AST. Tribe AEROMACY, that single grenade can mean the demise for the players. They're here. Giles gets taken down. That one down. The second one goes in for the rescue. In the meanwhile, Venom is cooking another grenade up. Will he throw it out? Will he throw it on towards the player? This is the bigger question. Again, a grenade goes over. It's all over. Oh my goodness. MTD twisted with a single flick. There we go. With a single grenade. That was 3 down. The last guy got eliminated with that gun, and it's over. This is what we were talking about. You're not allowed to make a mistake. SHREEPECH Esports also gets elimination on their side. We can see the southern angle where there's a lot of names coming up inside that circle.
Can I just add the fact that, it was an incredible great gameplay coming from Tribe AEROMACY just because of the fact that they were gatekeeping at least 3 teams, right? I mean, to be able to defend that very compound where Tribe AEROMACY is already camping out is such a hard thing to do, and to even manage 3 teams in front of you and still survives and was able to bag 8 elimination points, man, monstrous gameplay again coming from the side of Tribe AEROMACY. Now let's check out what is happening with DRS here, ladies and gents. Again, 1 casualty here, but they do have 4 elimination points. I do wonder if DRS Gaming will use their experience to pull ahead even further, or could Tribe AEROMACY's steady position, or perhaps Royal Dragon's explosive play steal the show? So yeah, down to 9 teams remaining. We are at stage 5 here with 40 seconds on the clock. Right now we're looking at NetPex. Again, this is also one of the teams that we kind of expect to perform great for the grand finals. I mean, they have done a great job back in PMGO, so everyone's kind of expecting that they carry that same energy, that same tenacity back into PMNC. And so far, Domain has already been taken out, so NetPex obviously working with just 3 here, and just check this out, Torx, they might even go head-to-head with DRS.
I mean, it's not a great start on the NetPex side so far with just a single elimination with a trade-off of their own player. They are going against the team DRS, closing in on them, but I have to give it to KOM as well, because they're also looking at the DRS. Some of the teams, they're in the circle waiting for the opportunity that will represent itself, but KOM is not one of those teams. They're the one that is outside of that circle, that is outside. Pico Pick is the guy maybe that can have the corner of the compound and the circle for himself, but just look at the radius, just look at the area surrounding all these teams inside that circle. It's a complete barren land, it's an open field, and in fact, that can give your location to any team that may even have the slightest of advantage of like the hide against you. You're instantly going to be spotted. You're instantly going to be shot at from that point onward. But we ETM7 on the backside. That's also a third party that can actually happen onto the DRS. AEROMACY, talking about these guys, 8 elimination. Still the 3-man standing. T2K, the player was spotted, but not that early that the player can get knocked down. But Nepex versus the LOD. It's finally happening. Wimpy gets taken down. It's a completion, and Nexus Kiddo also gets a completion on him, and that's 3 elimination for the team Nepex side. Now Nepex, you are up against another big giant name that is a AEROMACY, and they are actually moving towards you. This is definitely going to be an interesting one because the team is actually moving towards the Nepex side, and this face-to-face fight will definitely bring a lot into the light who has more advantage into the situation. The team that is already has submerged themselves into the surrounding area, or the team that is actually rushing up on them.
You know, to be honest here, KOM holds such a great position here. They could potentially shut down T2K, and at the same time, you know, the JUTTI squad, who is about to pass through the bridge where they're currently turning into their turfs so far. They're doing an impressive job, as you can see on the screen. They have been collecting some points for their side of the fence. AEROMACY right now going in for a charge. Oh, Venom!
God.
Just experienced a hit and run situation, and that was it for AST. But I can still say it was a pretty damn strong performance coming from Tribe, since they were able to put up 8 elimination points, the highest so far for this match number 1 in Miracle.
That is true, but Nepex, now they're the one holding the torch for that highest elimination. That is on the alive side. 5 eliminations so far, and judging from the fact they are not ready to like get eliminated at this point, they're looking at the T2K, whereas the Team JUTTI squad is also rushing up upon the T2K. The player is going to get into the water. Igneous having the M416 in the hand. The player is going to take him out with the car as well. No, why? What is going on? What is up with these teams and their car ram downs? I am so amazed to see that even at this point in time where there's 6 teams or 7 teams, they're still utilizing the cars to get those eliminations. But Precious, he's super low in that HP. He still did manage to like secure and steal 1 elimination from the T2K side, so I have to give it to him, even though T2K was eliminated. And JUTTI squad might be right now furious. Not only they're furious, they're also into the waters, and they're kind of knocked out. We TM7 Admiral, the solo guy, alive. Mukesh is actually moving towards that direction, and if he looks behind that buggy, he's definitely going to spot Admiral. But remember this, you go on top of that mountain, you're also going to be spotted by the hand of DRS, and DRS will definitely not let this opportunity go by to like not shoot at you.
You know what? I feel like JUTTI squad understood the assignment. They know that they're going to be exposed to 4 death machines, who is staying over at the bridge. So they kind of wanted to take out T2K from that particular spot, and they just went in, not with their guns, with their vehicles. So they do have some sort of protection up against the 4 death machines. So that was their way of protecting themselves. Now we're looking at 6 teams remaining here. We've got Nepex, okay, with a phenomenal performance. I mean, 6 elimination points is pretty strong, and slowly but surely they're also collecting some placement points as well. But Precious just got hit on the face here, so now he's getting picked up by his teammate. And now 4 death machines, since we saw a wild vehicle kill that happened just moments ago, now they don't have anything to protect themselves with, and this is the right opening for death machines right now to seize that opportunity to bag points here. And now we're looking at 6 for DM.
I mean, we just saw them like secure that 6th elimination. That was a knockdown from the Nepex side. So it's a steal versus steal. You take 1 of ours, we take 2 of yours. That's what they have shown against the team Nepex. But right now, another team kind of getting those eliminations on them for death machines down to the very last guy. But JUTTI squad, they're the one that's gonna get eliminated. Nepex still alive, the 3-man standing, 4 death machines down to the very last guy. KOM also closing down, but 4 man still alive. This is a big thing. This is a big number. Nepex talking about the NEPEX side, that's 3 players, 4 death machines, a solo, DRS, a trio, and VETM7. I am so amazed on this player. The TM7 Admiral. Admiral was the guy. Is the guy, in fact, and not was the guy that is still alive. A killer YT now cooking a grenade. This can hit the player, but it will not because the players are kind of far away and they're overcooking their grenade. But my main question is, why is KOM not throwing the grenades into that smoke factoring area where they can get all the eliminations of the 4 death machines?
Perhaps managing the resources. I mean, you would want to be accurate when you throw that nade. So, but I'm still pretty impressed at the performance coming from JUTTI squad because they were in between T2 game 4 death machines. So, like, if we're gonna be real, I didn't really have that high hope for JUTTI squad to survive just because, you know, they kind of pinch, you know, between 2 teams, and that wasn't like a very great situation to emerge victorious from, but they were able to pull it off. And now we're looking at the 5 teams remaining here. DRS still at the top with a 23 percentage of actually winning the chicken dinner, but KOM seems to be having a slight advantage up against DRS. I mean, no team would want to lose their members at an early onset, right? And DRS have been avoiding all conflicts during the first few zones here, but you know, it was just unfortunate that XM example got knocked down by another team. But let's see if DRS can still pull off a massive chicken dinner win for them. I mean, for this round. But Killmonger right now on his knees, which puts 4DM at a very vulnerable position. And there you go, ladies and gents. KOM just eliminated one of the teams here. And now there's DRS, KOM, NEPEX, and TM7.
That's a back-to-back elimination, ladies and gentlemen. Coming on, DRS, KOM, NEPEX, the only 3 teams alive from this point onward. But oh my god, my heart skipped a beat for a second there when I saw the grenade moving towards the direction of the DRS. Now, DRS, you're kind of into the open area. There's a backside, the KOM coming on, getting those damages. Delta is right now knocked down. KYT healing himself, and back to 75% HP on the both sides. Hang from KOM gets taken down by the Giante's grenade. Giante's gonna throw another one in hopes to get that elimination done, and that's exactly what he does. 2 grenades on the precision, getting those knockdowns on the side of KOM, but NEPEX is also losing their players one way or another. Rex is right now knocked down. The grenade goes on the Loco from the KOM side, but no connectivity that much that the player can get eliminated. Another one goes on. It's a splash damage once again. It's a 3 versus 3 versus 2 scenario. The grenades are constantly barraging on towards the KOM, but not enough connectivity. Not enough connectivity to get the knockout on towards the players. But I spoke too soon. Precious got the connectivity. Now on the front lines, there is the Kyo that got obliterated, in fact, by the hand of DRS, and then NEPEX. NEPEX stole that elimination once again. Oh my god, DRS is gonna be pissed from this point onward. That was their 6th elimination that just got swooped right under their noses. Here YT without healing, just some bandages. Precious in the front lines, taking the fight against Loco, but Loco is going to take him down. Bookage in the front lines, throwing the grenades. Pico Pick gets eliminated alongside the rest of the teams from the KOM. Giante, the grenade master, the grenadier in this particular scenario. He's the one that kind of eliminated the whole team of KOM with those grenades.
All right, here we go. This is what we have been waiting for. It's NEPEX versus DRS. Oh my goodness! DRS again opened up a match with a winner chicken dinner, and we were talking about just how good of a performance we all think DRS is going to be showing us. Well, this is the answer that we got from the real soldiers. Again, what a performance! You know, they did not disappoint their fans, you know, and it's pretty obvious that with this kind of statement that we can see on the screen right now, they are determined to finish at the top, and that means seeing them play in the PMSL. But of course, it's too early to say anything, Torix. I mean, NEPEX also kind of had a pretty good show. I mean, landing at 2nd place for this round and also bagging quite a number of elimination points is an incredible performance from them as well.
I mean, that is true. Netpex, even though you couldn't get that chicken, you were so close to it. But yes, the amount of eliminations that these guys have, it's a decent one. I think it should be around 10 eliminations that Netpex have for themselves. I kind of want to see those stats, those individual eliminations of the DRS, then the points of Netpex, because Netpex, they were on the second position, and from what my memory serves me right, they had more elimination than DRS, meaning exactly at this point, they also have a chance of securing that number 1 position, or rather than the number 2, even though DRS is the team that got the chicken dinner for themselves. KIRYT 4, Gyante 4, once again, example with 0% contribution and 0 elimination. Delta with 1 elimination to his name as well, with 28 minutes of 48 survival time. And it is the DRS that's going to have the winner chicken dinner of the match number 1. This is just the beginning, and DRS is exactly showing right off the very bat that what they are capable of and why the team should not be messing around them.
Is definitely through the roof just moments ago. I mean, DRS versus Netpex is something that kept the audience right at the edge of their seats. I'm pretty sure of that one. But okay, checking out the highlights that of course happened all throughout this match. We got DRS right here trying to make a move up against HORAA ESPORTS. That wasn't a very good start for the team, although it was a stellar performance from them during the playoffs, so everyone is also kind of waiting if HORAA ESPORTS can maintain that kind of high-paced energy during the playoffs and maybe see that back again for the grand finals. But looking at the numbers here, Torix, and again, it was kind of a phenomenal thing to experience from DRS. 6 chicken dinners during the playoffs and a total of 206 points. Man, I feel like DRS is really on a mission here. They're like, they're soldiers, right? Highly decorated soldiers. And now they have been given the objective. They have been given a mission, and that is to secure a slot in the PMSL. Now, judging the statistics, 253 throwables used for this round. Are you happy with this number?
I am. Honestly, I am. The amount of eliminations that happened with the grenades and the throwables, it's definitely a decent number. But 4 airdrops looted, that's also a very good number. 12 headshots, 18 revivals. Okay, the revivals is a tad bit low, but longest elimination distance, it goes to JUTTI squads of OK with 318 minutes into the bag. That's something that is very, very interesting at this point. And now, with this, as the match summary gets to a conclusion, we see the match ranking. DRS with 19 points, Netpex with 15 points. DRS and Netpex had the same amount of elimination. Then imagine if Netpex were the one to eliminate the DRS, that would have been double-digit eliminations right there and then for these guys, for Death Machines with a total of 10 points as well. KOM 9, AEROMACY with a 9, alongside of JUTTI Squad with a 7, VEE2S, TM 7 with a 6. I have to commend to the guy. That he survived brilliantly till the very end, till the top. I think it was top 5, where you get 4 positioning points. And Royal Dragon with the 4 eliminations. We saw the fight early on, and nobody came into close to these guys with the number of eliminations. What?
I definitely agree with you. I mean, I think the pivotal moment for the side of 4 Death Machines was when they were camping on the bridge side, wherein they had the opportunity to gatekeep not just JUTTI Squad, but T2K as well. I think they were in a great vantage point. They were in a great position to score a lot, to be honest. So I think that paved the way for 4 Death Machines to actually belong in the top 5 for this specific round. And as for Royal Gurkhas and SHREEPECH, not a good start for them, but hey, this is just day 1, and they still got a huge room to work with when it comes to their mistakes or whatever boo-boos they made during the match number 1. And as for Nexus, HORAA, T2K, RC32, it's a single-digit score, which is of course begs the question, because we have some of the, well, okay, let's just focus on T2K. They're one of the prominent names in Nepal, right, Torix? So I do wonder as well, because we brought this topic up during the match a while ago, that Nepex, maybe the objective was just to secure a spot within the top 16, right? I do wonder if T2K are really going to perform for us for the grand finals. Do they also have that hunger that we speak of at getting or securing a slot in the PMSL?
I mean, this is just the start. This is just the first match. It is a resetting on the slate. It is the reset for the team strategies as well. So we can't say anything for sure on how the teams are going to play and how they're in fact playing so far. Judging with just a single match, we do need some statistics before that. We do need some data for that conclusion to be made. But yeah, so far the amount of fights that has happened and the amount of safe spot that the teams have tried to secure for themselves, I would say every single one of them in fact is trying their level best. But it's just a luck factor that comes into the play as well, because a luck factor comes in on a really big note as well for the teams. That yeah, you have the position for the other like teams straight up, you have the advantageous point that you can take out on towards the team, eliminate them. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, as the match number 1 comes to a conclusion, and all these factors are still on the analysis side, we will be going on a short break. Do not go anywhere. Stay here with us when we will come back after.